A new chapter for Iraqi Dinar investors. Chase Bank policy shift marks. Major milestone. Welcome back to my channel, Iraqi Dinar RV. For over a decade, investors in the Iraqi Dinar (IQD) have held on to their currency with cautious optimism. For many, it has not just been an investment, but a lifestyle, closely watching economic shifts, following Middle Eastern fiscal developments, engaging in online forums, and tracking every international policy change that could indicate a revaluation. RV was on the horizon. The dinar evolved from a speculative asset into a symbol of long-term hope for financial transformation, now in a development that few expected this soon. A significant policy update from one of the United States' largest banks, Chase Bank, is signaling that long-awaited change may finally be arriving. Chase Bank lifts restrictions on foreign currency exchanges. Chase Bank has officially removed all prior limitations on foreign currency exchanges, including for currencies that have historically been considered speculative, such as the Iraqi Dinar (IQD) and the Vietnamese Dong (VND). This isn't a minor procedural update. It represents a foundational shift in how one of the largest retail banks in the country approaches foreign currency redemptions. Previously, most major banks placed daily exchange caps ranging between $5,000 and $10,000 for foreign currencies. These limits were justified as risk management measures to comply with international regulations and protect against currency volatility. But these restrictions often left dinar holders feeling trapped, unable to access the full value of their holdings efficiently or quickly. Now, those barriers are gone. According to sources inside Chase's foreign exchange division, verified dinar holders can now redeem their entire holdings in a single transaction, assuming they have the required documentation and authentication. There are no longer staggered settlements, no partial disbursements, and no arbitrary compliance-related delays. Why this matters to dinar holders? For years, the primary concern among IQD investors was not just whether the currency would revalue, but whether they would ever be able to redeem it through reputable financial institutions at a fair market rate. The fear was that even if a revaluation occurred, investors would be tied up in red tape, waiting months to access their funds, possibly dealing with payment installments or pricing discrepancies. With Chase's updated policy, those fears have been addressed. The bank has instructed its currency desks to use real-time market rates for redemptions, ensuring fair pricing across the board. This eliminates the need for speculative brokers and reduces inconsistencies in valuation between platforms. In other words, IQD investors are no longer stuck navigating a murky and fragmented currency exchange system. Now, with the infrastructure in place at the retail level, the path to liquidity is finally open. Strategic timing. Why is this happening now? The big question remains: why now? Why did Chase choose this moment, after years of caution, to fully embrace IQD transactions? Insiders suggest this decision is not an isolated one. It's part of a larger institutional pivot that reflects growing confidence in Iraq's financial reforms. Over the last year, Iraq has made major strides in stabilizing its currency, strengthening central bank policy, and engaging with international institutions. Reports of Iraq re-entering global financial markets, combined with regulatory overhauls and currency policy announcements, have changed the overall sentiment around the dinar. Meanwhile, foreign exchange desks in cities like Toronto, Dubai, and Frankfurt have quietly begun listing IQD again, with fluctuating rates reflecting live market activity. Recent data suggests that IQD is being quoted between CA £5.60s and CA £6.65 in Canadian markets. Though not yet universal, this activity marks a growing normalization of the currency on the global stage. Chase's decision to eliminate exchange caps was reportedly part of a broader modernization strategy, one aimed at positioning the bank to better serve a growing segment of clients holding alternative currency assets, like the dinar. An emerging global banking race. Chase is not the only institution moving in this direction, but it is the first to do so at this scale. Rumors are swirling that other major banks, such as Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and HSBC, are racing to develop similar systems for high-volume redemptions. The global financial sector appears to be entering a new phase, one where previously speculative currencies are gaining institutional legitimacy. What Chase appears to be doing differently is positioning itself not just as a facilitator of exchanges, but as a full-service wealth transition partner. Sources within private banking circles suggest that Chase has launched exclusive liquidity programs for high-value IQD holders, offering immediate reinvestment options into fixed-income products, tax-advantaged funds, and real estate-backed securities. Essentially, Chase is transforming the act of redeeming IQD into a comprehensive financial event, complete with post-redemption wealth planning. The bank aims to secure lasting relationships with these investors by offering elite portfolio management services once the exchange is complete. What this means for investors. Right now, if you've been holding on to Iraqi Dinar in anticipation of a day when institutional banking would finally take it seriously, that day appears to have arrived. Investors who previously feared being shut out or delayed are now being offered full redemption access at fair market rates. Gone are the procedural nightmares, the low-value broker quotes, and the endless waiting. If your IQD is authenticated and you can provide verification documentation, you can now complete the exchange process in a single visit at select Chase branches. Moreover, you will have the option to redeem based on live foreign exchange rates, ensuring you receive institutional-level pricing and full transparency in valuation. Perhaps more significantly, this change allows for better tax planning. Previously, phased redemptions over multiple months meant funds might be distributed across different tax years, creating headaches for accountants and wealth advisors. A one-time full redemption enables cleaner financial planning and better wealth preservation strategies. Looking ahead, this is not just a victory for Dinar holders. It's a signal that speculative currency investments are entering a new era. With major banks like Chase entering the space in a formal and structured way, the market perception of currencies like IQD and VND is beginning to shift. The move also underscores a broader theme in 2025's global banking environment: adapt or fall behind. Financial institutions are realizing that the future of currency exchange is dynamic, and those that respond quickly to changing global trends are poised to capture enormous value from previously untapped sectors. For Iraqi Dinar investors, this may be the breakthrough moment they've been waiting for. Disclaimer: this article is intended for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial, legal, or tax advice. The foreign exchange market is inherently risky and prone to misinformation. Consult with qualified professionals before making any investment decision. Iraqi Dinar RV is not liable for any losses or damages resulting from the use or reliance on this content.